Now, in doing the research for this show, 220 million users. I mean, that's what 3-4% of mankind. I mean, that's like wow. And without a sales team, do you mind sharing the secret? How's that possible?
Well, I think it starts with solving a problem that all humans are wrestling with. The reality is we're all overwhelmed.
Yes.
The professional and the personal contexts of our lives are blurring. And of course, technology has brought us so many great things. That connection has brought amazing things. Let's be clear about that.
Yes.
But it's also brought this sense of feeling overwhelmed.
Yes.
Okay, so anything that can help bring a sense of calm, a sense of control, even a little bit of control, I think is really powerful. And that is what we do. The other thing, when I talk about Buddhist monk in Tokyo, or we have a nice presence in China and everywhere in the world, this notion is innately human. Right? It transcends time. Right? Go back to scrolling on capes. The idea of capturing your thoughts and then sharing them across time is thousands of years old. It transcends culture. It transcends language.
That's right.
The other part, 83% of our users are outside the United States.
83%.
Yeah.
So it's in every language?
Not in every language. We're in 28 different languages. But interesting with language, over half of the users use the service in a non-English language.
Wow. Now, so getting back in terms of how you've scaled and without a sales team.
Yeah.
So any secrets there?
A couple things. Yeah. So it does start with the product solving a real problem.
Yes.
Because that allows organic growth, right? So you have a great experience like you have. You drank the Kool-Aid.
Yes.
How many people have you told about Evernote?
At least, let's say 3 dozen.
Three dozen, and then you're
30, 40 people.
Yeah. So that's how it works. You're going to tell people because you've had a good experience. That's part of it. The other thing, I'm very proud of the team who struck partnerships with cell phone manufacturers, for example. So the device is often bundled with other software and other hardware.
That's great.
So we have done a very nice job of bundling the service together with other things. So that has allowed us to grow through organic and or clever partnerships that we do not have to dig into our pockets and pay. And that's allowed us, as a smaller company, to have this outsized growth that we've enjoyed for many years.
Let's talk about how Evernote can help someone even scale their business. Now, again, that's not the inherent function of the tool, but by someone in the C-suite or someone who's looking to get ahead in business, by having this tool, it will just enable them to scale their business.
Yeah, so it starts with the notion of our minds are overloaded. So anything we can do to offload the things on our mind so that we can focus on the things that are at hand, it really starts there. So the lives of a C-suite person, as you well know, and your listeners can imagine, is about constantly context switching. Right? You're in a board meeting. You are doing a one-on-one. You are reviewing product, and on and on. So you need a place to capture your thoughts, big and small, right? So that's really where it starts. So you want to remember the things to then follow up on.
That's right.
So a lot of the problems today in a company is like you're meeting overloaded, right? Or so your time is so compressed. But really what happens is people are so darn busy that they can't find the signal in the noise of everything, right? So what really matters, and how do you stay focused on that? So starting with, like I said earlier, being clear about what you want out of life, but similarly out of what you want from your business. So I'm a very big proponent of being clear about the 3 to 5 things that have to happen in any one year or any one quarter. So it starts there for the company. If you're clear on those, and people can store those things in Evernote, as I do, and then say, oh, great, ask yourself every day or every meeting, what are we doing to move ourselves further along to those goals? What's the very discrete, smallest action step that we can take? And then when you're in the course of your day, in the course of your life, capturing the ideas and capturing your thoughts that say, hey, how can we further move towards a specific goal? And then the last element of this where people do this really, really well is have a system for review, right? It doesn't, there's no one size fits all. Right. But at the end of the week, I usually carve out a couple hours on a Friday afternoon to say, hey, how am I doing against these goals, right? Are we making the progress? Me personally, and the company, towards it. And oftentimes I say, hey, does this goal still matter, right? Because I want to make sure that the scarce amount of time, energy, and resources are put to the highest and best use at any one point in time. So it starts with being clear on what you're doing, capturing ideas throughout the course of your day and week, and then having a system, if you will, to review and be honest about progress you're making or not making so that you don't forget things along the way. And you offload this thing from your brain so you can really free up your full creativity.
So it still requires that discipline. I mean, that's still, it always requires some level of discipline.
It does. I think greatness doesn't happen without discipline, right? If you, and this is part of the problem I think in society with technology, it's constantly distracting us.
Right.
And you're distracted dozens and dozens and dozens of times throughout the course of a day, and that's not good, right? The disciplined folks are going to be the ones that can tune out the noise, really be clear about what matters, and stay on track to delivering, again, small steps against those larger goals.
It seems that it's quite powerful. There's a lot of that it can do under the hood. But yet at the same time, products like this become widespread if they're very easy to use. How do you merge that, and how do you communicate to the public? Say, it's a great and simple tool, but yet if you want to go under the hood, it could do so much more for you.
It's a huge opportunity, but also a challenge, as you point out, because we want to make it simple. You think about our business model, it's a freemium business model, so the vast majority of people use our product for free, which is great because people can use it, start on it without any friction. On that side. But really, we want to keep it designed as simply as possible to start. But you're right, people use it in so many different ways, right? I've touched on just a couple so far. That is both a challenge and an opportunity for us, right, to simplify. So really, this is where technology can come in. So things like machine learning can be our friend, not in an abstract way, but in a way that says, hey, we can detect some patterns that say, hey, if you're a particular profession, maybe a lawyer who uses something, maybe we can suggest a template or something for you to use. All the other lawyers tend to do these sorts of things with Evernote. How can we get you down that path just by giving you a little bit of guidance up front, a little bit of, I don't want to say training wheels, but you get what I mean, just a little bit of extra help, and then you can kind of go off on your own. The other part of this, in design-centric design world, user design centric design, is the notion that you can do progressively reveal more complexity. So one area where we're spending a lot of time is being clear about, we say me and we. So my Evernote, people use that word, which is beautiful, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
So when am I using it to serve my purposes and pursue my goals versus our goals together? Okay. So one aspect is to say, hey, when do you integrate with other people to make the product more powerful? So that's a very distinct choice. But the whole notion is great. As simple as possible and introduce complexity as the user demands
Great
it.
Point.
But also educate them along the way so that they, you and I were just showing, looking at some different ways to use it.
Right.
And how do we make that a little easier in the flow so that you can just discover those things on your own.
I love the honor of interviewing C-level executives and sharing their great advice and perspective on Mind Your Business. I'd love to get your feedback. Post it in the comments below and subscribe. You'll never miss an edition of Mind Your Business.